on Twitter or Periscope, please go ahead and fast forward to about the 90-second mark where I will begin public. Oh, it is already public. Sweet, it finally saved the setting. Heyo, first, what's up, Crispy, Dub, Michael G? What's going on? Our first postseason episode. I mean, that's pretty freaking cool. We are in the postseason. Finally, no more losing. Dan in Florida. Well, I suppose the Suns can still lose now that I say that because they can ruin it in free agency, make a couple of bad trades, draft somebody we don't like. Yo, what's up? We're going to start in about 45 seconds. Finally, have to cry when that's the thing. We don't have to watch any, losing on the court until Summer League, but, that's, what is it, April? About 2 months away. So these are like a backup. The ones that you guys see on a regular basis, I just bought like a box set. I forget what those are called, the type of sunglasses. Those are kind of a box set that I bought on Amazon. Each pair is actually $2 a piece, but you buy, you get 15. They break like that. So, I mean, you get what you pay for, but, so they're all pretty much broken. So this is my last set. I will actually advertise. I am not sponsored, but for some reason I have a pair of Supercuts sunglasses. So that's what we're rolling with tonight. All right, well, we are 90 seconds in, so welcome to Valley of the Suns Live, the weekly edition. My name is Adam Maines. I'm your host. I'm your site editor. I'm your friend of the sun, and guess what? No more home unless they, ruin our summer by making a bad trade or by, drafting. Who do you not want them to draft if they get the first overall? I'm not sponsored. I can't give you coupons. So there's plenty of ways for the Suns to actually screw this up. I mean, Ryan McDonough, though, I do trust. I think he's got a plan. I think he's going to stick to that plan. I think it's going to be good. I actually have a lot of hope for this summer. I have a lot of hope for what this team will be next year. I really, really love, and I'm curious what you guys think. I really love that McDonough has said, pretty much almost, I might even be able to quote him here and say, well, that's a good question. I'll talk about that in a second. He's pretty much, I can pretty much quote him and say that he said that this will be a new roster next year. Like, he's expecting wholesale changes. Now, to that point, could Kawhi Leonard be part of that wholesale change? I wonder if the possibility for that to happen is actually a lot more real than we could have imagined. Budenholzer is a front runner, I think. Yeah, and that's certainly what Burns and Gamble are talking about today. But I do wonder if Kawhi Leonard, there's actually a greater possibility that it happened than we could have ever imagined. First off, I mean, based on Greg Popovich, based on what he was saying yesterday, I mean, it just sounds, he literally said, talk to Kawhi's people. It sounds like Kawhi Leonard just does not want to be in San Antonio. For some reason, he just hates it there. I mean, he's got to, hate it. There has to be something really, really wrong there that we can't imagine. So, we'll see. But if he is, well, I mean, what package? Maybe right there, TJ Warren, the 16th pick for Kawhi. I mean, again, I kind of find him redundant with Josh Jackson. I'm very happy with seeing where Josh Jackson can go. But, I mean, there would be an immediate upgrade. So that's the key. But, so he must hate it there, especially since if he demands a trade, he loses out of the Supermax. He doesn't get the Supermax. It's just an extra 50+ million. Yeah, exactly. Well, then he's never been to Tex AZ in downtown Phoenix. So it's actually it's North Phoenix. But I mean, I would, again, not a sponsor, but I would absolutely recommend Tex AZ. But he would have to pass up on a whole lot of money. But if he just, really, really, really wants out of San Antonio, could the Suns put together a package to bring him in? I would think so. Well, if Josh Jackson's playing the two, then Devin Booker's got to be your point guard. And I think he's being sarcastic. He doesn't like Southwestern food. But, I mean, who doesn't like Southwestern food? And it's not like Phoenix isn't in the Southwest. That's actually, or Arizona. That's actually, exactly where we're at. But, I do wonder if the Suns could put together that package. I have a question then for you. Let's say for the sake of argument, San Antonio calls the Suns. Let's say for the sake of argument, the Suns get the first overall pick. San Antonio calls and says, we will trade you Kawhi Leonard for the first overall pick, knowing that you can get anybody. Whether you're a DeAndre Ayton fan, whether you're a Luka Doncic fan, whether you're a Marvin Bagley the third fan, whether you're a Jaren Jackson Jr. fan, whoever you want. Michael Porter. I don't care who you want first overall. Would you offer that pick to the San Antonio Spurs for Kawhi Leonard? Or actually, moreover, not what you offer. If San Antonio called and said, we will take your first overall pick and hand you Kawhi Leonard on a very expensive silver platter, would you take them? I think a lot of fans would. Now, as was mentioned here a moment ago, you know, maybe the package would have to be more if they offered. You would hang up that call. See, I actually like that thought. Booker, Josh, Kawhi, Chris Ayton. Well, okay, so if San Antonio, okay, so Crispy says no thank you. If San Antonio says first overall pick, not 16th overall pick, another no, I would give them Jackson and the Miami pick and an unprotected 2019 first rounder. Okay, you'd still give up on Jackson, okay. Yes, but I want to make sure he's healthy. So, well, there would obviously be you'd have to pass the physical. If San Antonio gives up Pop, then yes, I would hang up that call. Who is that? Oh, I thought that was somebody I knew. So, I mean, okay, think about this then. Think about this. For those of you who are saying no to the first overall pick for Kawhi Leonard, obviously, he would have to make sure that he is healthy. He would have to pass physical. It's not just like, hey, the trade is through and voila, there we are. You know, it would be the trade is agreed upon. Now all players have to pass physical because let's say, for the sake of argument, you know, DeAndre Ayton is the guy, and there's some hidden injury that San Antonio finds and goes, whoa, wait a second, we didn't know that he had this. Then that trade would die right there as well. So the same would play for the Suns with Kawhi Leonard. If the Suns, you know, gave him a check and said, no, his career is done in 2 years max, 3 years max, we're not going to do that, then, of course, the trade would be canceled. I mean, it would always depend on the physicals. But at that same time, if that trade could be a 1-for-1, I would not want to go, okay, and here's my point. If that trade could be a 1-for-1, and you just trade, for the sake of argument, DeAndre Ayton for Kawhi Leonard, then you still have, which could be just ultra low. I mean, I'm going to put that out there. I'm just purely speculating. Especially because I cannot speculate what another team would potentially offer for Kawhi Leonard. I mean, they're going to get, if Kawhi is truly out on the market, then they're going to get packages that are just going to blow them away. Pick Ayton and then try to trade for Whiteside, put him in power forward, and trade out for you. Wow, that would be fun. But Leonard is a bona fide superstar. He is. Now, again, well, I can answer that, but let's talk about Kawhi for a moment. But if you can offer that trade 1-for-1, then you still have that asset, the additional assets of Josh Jackson, of T.J. Warren, and of that Miami pick. So for starters, let's say you trade 1-for-1, you trade DeAndre Ayton for Kawhi Leonard. Leonard is 26. Could you then package T.J. Warren in the 16th overall pick to trade up and then maybe get Luka Doncic? Or, could T.J. Warren and the 16th overall pick get you into the top 5? You know, maybe not. Maybe it's top 10. But, I mean, is there somebody there at number 7 or 8? And I mean, off the top of my head, I don't know who it's to be at the moment. Let me just see if I can pull that up real quick. 2018 NBA draft. So we'll see here in a moment. Could be the Kings, yeah. According to NBADraft.net, they've got T.J. Warren. Okay, but again, I'm just talking 1-for-1. I'm talking draft pick. Would you trade T.J. Warren and the 16th pick to get up and maybe get Bamba at 7 or 8? Or Colin Sexton at 10. Boy, I'm just not a Sexton fan at all. But, just for the sake of argument. So, we're going to have to do a most logical deal would be for JJ and Kawhi. Tough decision. Well, I don't know. I mean, I do think the first overall pick would do it. I mean, even above JJ. Just because you can get... just because you can get Ayton with that pick. And San Antonio's obviously got a history of centers from David Robinson, Tim Duncan, power forward, whatever, but still. So, I mean, that might be something like Phoenix kind of always has a point guard. San Antonio seems to always have a center. So maybe that would be something, that just kind of traditionally would go in that direction. Maybe they would say, okay, we're okay not having JJ because we can get DeAndre. But on that same token, if that trade were to come up, let's see. I can have that in one moment. I'll have it just 1 second. TJ and 16th pick makes the most sense. Spurs don't got a lot of leverage. That's true. And Kawhi are the same. Let's talk. Questions to do some research. All of it live. And then I offer you my opinions as well. Say next is a player player option. At the same time, though, I mean, he is only 26. I mean, I think he would resign. I mean, I book. He does turn. He'll be 27 by the start of the season. So that is also something to take in mind. Is that Ayton will be 7 years younger than Kawhi Leonard. So the Suns would then, at that point, they'd be looking to win now. I mean, there's no doubt about that. They're going to be looking to win now if they get Kawhi Leonard, because they're going to have Leonard at 27 and Booker. So then, and JJ potentially. So he wouldn't re-sign with these. The roster would change. That would be the thing. They'd then have to go find a third star somewhere else and really get that that core group, expanded and make it more than just Leonard and Booker. So, I mean, they'd be playing to win now. Spurs aren't dealing Kawhi unless they get back JJ or our first no chance. Well, okay, that's my point. That's why I was saying 1 for 1. Could we possibly play him at the 4? I mean, I don't see that happening per se, although you never know. I mean, he's 6'7", 230, so he's definitely got that size to be a smaller power forward, but even with Kawhi, yeah, they'd still need a third. So who that third would be, I don't know. I mean, but again, if you can get him for just the first overall pick, now you have 2 stars, and you still have leverage with JJ, who could be that third star if you could work some sort of system out. Maybe you do at that point say, all right, we're playing Booker at the 1, we're playing JJ at the 2, we are playing Kawhi at the 3. We'll have Chris or Bender plus their trade pieces at 4, and you just go get a center. I mean, it'd be possible if you could keep JJ and Leonard and Booker in the same lineup. And think about this, for Booker's struggles, and he only played 5 games at point guard last year by my count. Started 5 games. He played plenty of time at point guard, but for his for as poor as he played at point last year, and it wasn't terribly poor, it was just not spectacular. He had that one great game, if I recall, against the Knicks. You would have Josh Jackson, who can't play point guard, and you'd have Kawhi Leonard. I mean, the offense would not be traditional in any sense. It would, there'd be a lot of passing. You wouldn't have to really worry about having a point guard because you got 3 guys right there that at any moment could take over the offense. So, that being said, I mean, it still could be possible. But if you trade the 16th pick in a package for Kawhi Leonard, then what do you trade? What do you move to get Budenholzer, the head coach for Atlanta? Now, it was mentioned on Burns Gamble today that Atlanta has 3 first-round picks this year. So do they really want a 4th? Highly unlikely. So you actually could probably get away with trading a future first-round pick or a future pick of any kind, or even Tyler Ulis, who knows? Maybe the first, they probably wouldn't want the second, the first overall pick in the second round, but you never know. So you could, and then there you go. You could trade the Bucks' pick in either trade. You could trade the Bucks' pick in a trade for Kawhi. You could trade that pick as your compensation for Budenholzer. So you really do want to try to keep at least one of those picks this year. If you're going to trade one pick, and again, I was speculating, what if it's the first overall pick for Kawhi Leonard? If you're going to trade just one of those picks for Kawhi Leonard, then you're going to want to then keep the other one to A, make a selection, B, give yourself to trade up, and C, potentially have that to trade for Budenholzer. Why would you need to trade for Budenholzer? Because he still has 2 years left on his contract. And he's making $7 million a year because he was originally paid to be the head coach, general manager, and president. He's no longer the general manager or president. He's just the head coach. He's getting paid for multiple jobs while only doing one. He's likely not going to walk away from that money. He's going to be like, I'll stay here in Atlanta. I'll get paid as a head coach. Get paid for all these roles as a head coach. No, he would have to walk away from that money. If they fired him, he gets this check. I mean, the Suns are still paying the name who I shall not say. I just hate him so much. The Suns are paying multiple head coaches right now. Even when you trade, you have to make a new contract. No, you don't have to. He would play out his contract. You'd be trading the contract. You'd be giving that contract to the Suns. So, I mean, obviously, I would assume that the Suns didn't want to extend him, maybe. But what if it doesn't work out? What if in 2 years, he's just not? It's just not working, for whatever reason. Still think Mark Jackson's the best option. I swear, I could be incorrect. I mean, I just don't think. I don't think it'll be Mark Jackson. I really don't think it'll be Mark Jackson. I think there's too many other guys out there that the Suns would probably want who are more recently successful than Mark Jackson. So, hey, we're 15 minutes in. Please like, please heart, please retweet, please share. Text everybody. Yo, we got 45 minutes left. I stay with commenting. So, okay, who do I think is starting 5? It's such a difficult question to answer because we still don't know where they're selecting. We don't know who's getting traded. It's going to be Bud, Clifford, Fitz, or Toronto. I think that's. I believe that's a good core to kind of hone in on. Your gut feeling, where you think the Suns will be drafting. Well, my gut feeling is fourth, because the Suns never get the best pick. They never get the pick they want. It's always a struggle for them. But I'm still just hoping for first. I think trading TJ, Chris, 16th pick, 31st pick, and Bucks pick next year will get you Kawhi here. Wow, so 3 firsts and 2 players, 2 that could start. God, that's a lot. I was saying 1 pick. You're offering them half the roster. I don't know. I don't think I would take that. If that's what it takes, then Kawhi stay in San Antonio. I am really, really, really hoping. You're all good, man. I'm really, really hoping they don't hire Fitzdale. I am not a fan of his. Ronnie Price as an assistant. Bring him on as an assistant. Then he can be. I'll say his name. He can be an Earl Watson kind of guy. Just learn and whatever. I mean, I think Ronnie Price would be better than Earl Watson because I think Earl Watson is the worst head coach in franchise history. Yeah, I do think that is way too much. I think that is way too much. 2 starters and 3 first-round picks. I just think and I would trade the Miami pick for Budenholzer. I do think. I think I would do that unless you are able to move up. Use that pick to move up to be able to get a point guard. Let's say you get Ayton or Bagley, you still want a point guard. You want Shai. I don't know, but since get 4 traded for a young superstar. I am writing on the post as we speak. It'll be out in the next day or 2. They have no wish. They still don't have to trade him all. Yeah, they don't have to trade him at all, but that's the point. They still don't have any leverage. If he demands to be out, he can make life a living hell for them. I think he already is. Okay, so Gambo said that he texted Jason Kidd this morning. The Suns already have 4 coaches that they're going to talk to. They've got those lined up. They haven't, according to him, Toronto doesn't have a date yet, but he's absolutely going to get an interview. He said Jason Kidd has not yet even been reached out. He might not even get one. I would take Miroslav as a backup. Obviously, I would make him, he's the 5th guy off the bench. But, yeah, why not? I mean, just shoot threes. It all just depends on what else you built in ahead of him. They don't, but why not get something back? He's not coming back. Well, it's something back, but it's also a matter of it might not be a lot, And here's the other thing. They're still winning without him. I mean, it's obviously Popovich's system is just so spectacular. They might be able to find a star somewhere in the draft anyway. And again, given the first overall pick, they're going to likely get a star. The question is which one would they take? And I still think no matter what, DeAndre Ayton is first overall. I really have. I should say I have no doubt. I'll bet no matter who is selecting first overall, DeAndre Ayton is being selected first overall. Who is selected second? I don't know. It's probably Doncic. It could be, depending on the team, it could be Bagley, but I just think Ayton is definitely the first overall pick. So who do I think, going back to the question, who do I think the starting 5 is? It's just so hard. It is so hard to speculate because you just have no idea who, well, yeah, it's true. Murray could be a future star. So there you go. You add Ayton to Murray, and now you've got, another core kind of piece to, set to grow around. It's just so hard. The only name that I'll say is absolutely going to be the starting lineup next year is Devin Booker. Beyond that, is there any guarantee that Josh Jackson's not going to be traded? I mean, obviously I would say that he's got the second lowest odds of a guy that could be traded on the roster behind Booker, or slightly ahead of Booker, I suppose. But I mean, I would be okay penciling. So if I were to write out the starting 5, I would leave point guard blank. I would pen in Booker. I would pencil. I know, right? Breaking news. I would pencil in Josh Jackson, and I would leave power forward and center blank. So that's how I would do it. I want to pen in Josh Jackson, but with Kawhi Leonard potentially being available, I mean, depending on what the Suns can do to add to that trio, if you trade, let's say this. Would you trade Josh Jackson straight up for Kawhi Leonard? Would you trade Josh Jackson, the 16th overall pick, for Kawhi Leonard? Let's say the Suns have the first overall pick. They tell San Antonio, not touchable because we're drafting Ayton. We want our center. Would a trio, and then depending on what else you get, okay, so so a lot of people would. And I would be very, very hesitant as well. But I'm just saying, would a trio of Booker, Kawhi, and Ayton plus be a roster that would be able to compete right away? So I'd say that's basically 50-50. So, I mean, again, I'm saying Josh Jackson and the 16th overall pick for Kawhi Leonard, presuming that you still get the first overall pick, even if it's just top 3, even if it's a 3rd pick and you're looking at Bagley, would a Booker, and you still keep TJ Warren, would a Booker, Kawhi Leonard, Ayton, Doncic, or Bagley, I would pencil B Knight in. But I would almost leave it blank just in case, because if you're drafting Shai Alexander, then, might he start ahead of Knight? Who knows? Depends on how good he is. Do the Suns have the longest playoff drought? No. No, they do not. Sacramento still. I'll take the slow progression for extra years of contention. Why not trade JJ? I agree with that, but I'm just speculating. Why not trade Jackson in our top pick for Hazard? There you go. Okay, now JJ the pitcher. They can hire me. I'm good at coaching. You're probably better than me. Yeah, and it is the Kings that's the longest. So, okay, so it's about 50-50. So again, and it's just speculation. It's possible the Suns trade for both Kawhi and Bud. If so, I'm in. Yeah, well, it's obviously possible because, again, if you're just, let's say they're able to keep players, or let's say Josh Jackson's off the table, you could maybe trade DeAndre Ayton or, your top 4 pick plus, if it's number 1 overall, I would say San Antonio, take it or leave it. You're getting number 1 overall for Kawhi Leonard. But if it's top 4, let's say it's 2, 3, 4, maybe they need T.J. Warren. So you trade that pick and T.J. Warren for Kawhi Leonard. Then you still have the 16th overall pick. But again, like I said earlier, Atlanta has 3 first-round picks, so they want a 4th. Probably not. But might they take a 4th because they know, hey, we could probably then easily trade up to the 2, 3, 4, 5 pick, with all of those picks. You never know. So I mean, it's possible. You could potentially do both. If you pick drops to 4, I'm trading for Kawhi. If they would take the 4th overall pick for Kawhi, but again, I do think at that point that you're going to be trading T.J. Warren at the least. What compensation will we have to deal with the Hawks? Budenholzer, I think usually seconds. Could be, but Budenholzer is such a highly regarded head coach. I might take first. Knight, Booker, Jackson, Ayton, Capella. I would love that starting lineup. I really would. Although, wouldn't Ayton and Capella be flipped? If we don't get Ayton or Doncic, trade the pick for Kawhi. So, I mean, a lot of people are not sold on Bagley. I'd still take Bagley. I mean, again, I would take him. He's such a toss-up with Doncic in my mind. Because I can picture Penny Hardaway, Ben Simmons with Doncic, but I can also picture Meyer Stoudemire, Tom Chambers with Bagley. So it's like, yeah, I mean, and I think I would rather, if you're going after, restricted free agents, in order, I would say Aaron Gordon, Julius Randle, and then Clint Capella. Bagley's defense is a no-go. Well, nobody plays defense. Neither does Doncic. So Suns fans always sleep on Duke players. So it's true. Not Grant Hill. Since Budenholzer's contract is so long, so big, I think 31st future second might be enough. Yeah, maybe. I have a feeling Knight is going to have a breakout year this year. I'm hoping so. I really am. I'm hoping that Brandon Knight has a good year. I want him to stay. I want to see what he can do. I really do. I mean, you're basically, that's the thing. If he's healthy and he comes back and plays good, and not even great, but just good, you're looking at adding a starting quality point guard in the NBA without having to make a trade. And he would be the only point guard. His problem before was that he had to play with Eric Bledsoe, who, as we can see, is just, Bagley reminds me of Jahlil Okafor, not sold. I don't know. Well, Knight's contract, he's got 2 years left. And he finally is happy because he's going to be a starter. And that's the thing. You could be very happy. So, hey, we're at 25 minutes in. Please heart, please like, please retweet, please share. Text everybody go, yo, we still got another 35 minutes of Valiant Suns Live, plus probably double overtime. We're probably going to have 10. Yeah, it's $14 million a year. It's got 2 years left. He's definitely signed through next season and then the following. And, that's the thing. I mean, if he comes in, it's pretty good. Oh, yeah, not only was Eric Bledsoe's performance yesterday crap, but I will say this. The problem that I had with Bledsoe when he was with the Suns, and you guys might remember this, hopefully you do. I really liked Eric Bledsoe because he was talent on a talentless team. He could score, and that was fun. What I always hated, though, is it just didn't pass. His assist numbers were always way too low. He's nothing spectacular. He's good, he's just not special. Looked it up when trading for an NBA coach. The coach is released from the contract. Can you tweet that at me? I've heard different. Eric Bledsoe was on skates yesterday. Yeah, he was. Suns have to re-sign to a new contract. Would you tweet that to me? I swear I've heard different. If I'm wrong, I'm always the first to admit I'm wrong. I swear I've heard different. Yeah, I mean, Eric Bledsoe, what? So I mean, with Doncic, again, I can see so many different kind of guys. With Bagley, I can still see somebody. It's just, somebody that can help very quickly. All the Suns don't end up with Luka or Bamba. Well, Eric Bledsoe was on skates. Yeah. Oh God, those computer trolls. Are you Russian? Show us a picture. I am not showing a picture, Chris. So I'm curious. What was Kid's relationship with Knight? Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I know that Kid really hyped up Knight when they traded him. Like, really hyped him up. Said, great guy, great kid. Kid said that Knight was a great kid. We're sad to see him go, but you have to trade talent to get talent. I mean, he said all the right things. Kid almost made an all-star. Well, you mean Knight almost made an all-star. Kid was an all-star. But we're going to touch up. We'd like to have to... I don't know. How about those D-backs? Go D-backs. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't like Jason Kidd. What can I say? I mean, I think he'd be a fun hire just because you're bringing back Jason Kidd. I kind of see him as a Scott Skiles type head coach. I think he'll coach in the league for a while. He'll get multiple opportunities. This would be his third. But, yeah, what up? But I just, it didn't work. It was like this great kind of change of pace. Like, I remember when, no, they have not interviewed Bud yet, but that's coming. I remember when the Suns hired Scott Skiles, a lot of people were very happy because, I know that bumps me so much, brother. A lot of people were very happy because it seemed that supposedly the Paul Westphal, Cotton Fitzsimmons, Danny Ainge era was very, very player-centric. I remember it being called like a club. What's the word? Anyway, they were traded. Whoa. Why is everything shutting down? I can still see you guys, but I think YouTube might have just... No, it's back. Okay. That was strange. Hold on. I just want to get YouTube back up. But, the country club, that's what they were saying about the Paul Westphal, Cotton Fitzsimmons, Danny Ainge era, was it was very country club. The players were treated very, very, very soft, I suppose. Well, then Scott Skiles comes in, and he was a lot more hard-nosed. He was very tough. He was very rigid. It was hard practices. It was strict coaching. It was strict discipline, yada, yada, yada. And it seemed like that was good. Okay, these guys were having a little bit too much more fun. I would take Jabari Parker for sure. A little too much fun. But, now these guys are going to be they're going to be pressed hard. They're going to get the kind of, manly relationship they deserve. Well, that crap just bombed. I mean, Scott Skiles' career was never anything special statistically. Let me see. Scott Skiles been coaching. He coached for many years. Let's see. Where is Lloyd Babby? And again, I'd love Ayton, but unfortunately I don't see us getting the first pick. Yeah, no, Ayton tweeting him and I know that sold me for sure. Okay, so it's barely under 500. But think about this: he was head coach of the Suns for 2 seasons, 2 and 2/3 seasons. He was then a head coach of Chicago for let's see, basically 5 years. Then Milwaukee for 5, and then Orlando for 1. He has a 478 and 480 record, and in fact, he only had a winning record 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He had a winning record 5 out of 14 years as a head coach. I feel like that's going to be Jason Kidd. I really do. I just feel like that's going to be Jason Kidd. He's never going to be this spectacular head coach. He's going to, be good enough. He's going to have, a hard-nosed philosophy that owners and general managers are going to like, especially especially on rosters that had maybe been kind of treated very soft. And I don't think Jay Triano treated the Suns soft, but I mean, if they really want to be rigid and tough and really just get these guys to work their butts off, these young kids to work their butts off to be able to, develop in a very professional manner, that could sell, management on a guy like Jason Kidd. But now look at Jason Kidd's head coaching statistics. It's only 5 years, 4 and, just over a half. And he's got a 183 and 190 record. Now, he did win 44 games with Brooklyn his 1 year there. And then he did get 42 wins last year, but 41 and 41, and then 33 and 49 in the 2 other years prior. And then this year is 23 and 22. I mean, it's just like, I don't know if he's ever going to be that special of a head coach. Yeah, some people probably really go for Jeff Hornacek over Jason Kidd. Please, Heart, we're 30 minutes in. Please, Heart, please like, please retweet, please share. Text everybody. 30 minutes left plus double overtime. That's coming. I always do it. So I'll say this. If you're going to go with a guy that's maybe a first-year head coach, I was going to say maybe even like a Fitz, even though he's got a year and 8 games of experience. you know, it would be kind of fun if Jason Kidd accepted an assistant coach role, like an elite assistant coach role for 1 year, to just kind of stay on the sidelines if he can't get a head coaching job this year, which he might. There's going to be 8 positions available. I mean, odds are because he's got experience. And again, management on some team is going to fall in love with his rigid style, especially if they've got a young team. Like, could potentially be Orlando. They're going to be like, we want these guys to learn how to play this game right. We don't want a country club kind of attitude. Then, you know, he might not be available. But if he doesn't find a job, it would be cool to have Jason Kidd back as an assistant coach for 1 year and just, you know, kind of let him rebuild his name or credibility or whatever might need to happen if he doesn't want the year off, and be a lead assistant for the Suns. And then, yeah, just, oh my gosh, never say his name again. You know, and then plus it would be kind of fun to have Jason Kidd, former Suns superstar, on the sidelines, you know, and then anytime the new head coach, whoever it could be, Budenholzer or Fitz or whatever, you know, even if it's Triano, when that guy gets kicked out of a game, which almost seems to be an inevitability at some point, to have Jason Kidd as your head coach for 24 minutes, it'd be kind of fun. I'm looking purely at story at that point. I mean, that's all it would be. It would just be kind of the fun story of Jason Kidd as an assistant coach back with the Phoenix Suns, that kind of thing. I wouldn't mind that, but it's, you know, it'd be a meaningless hire. It wouldn't be fun. You wouldn't enjoy that. I think it'd just be kind of cool to have Jason Kidd back. I don't really want him as the head coach, but would you try to trade for the first pick if we don't get it at the Sixers? Yes, I would be okay with that. I don't want to try to. I still like Toronto. Well, you missed 30 minutes. We still got another 30-plus double overtime to go. Yeah, if the Suns had the second overall pick, I would definitely, and if I knew for a fact they wanted Ayton, I would definitely try to trade. Remember the last time he was here? As a player, yeah, I remember being great. I mean, the team was overrated, but remember what his head coach was for a while, Scott Skiles. He flipped us. Oh, he flipped us. Oh, yeah, well, he would take it. Do you really care? Do the Suns really care? That might be why he hasn't had a call. You know, I mean, Robert Sarver may have told McDonough, anybody but Kidd. You know, I'm not taking that BS. And, you know, maybe it's true. I mean, maybe he did. Maybe that's why he hasn't had a call. But, you know, it doesn't bother me. I was trying to just step down, assistant like you. I think he's been head coach for too long. If he was the assistant for like 14 games, you know, I mean, just less than 50% of the season, maybe. But he was head coach for 79 games. I mean, he had the season. I just don't think that he would accept that. I don't know if that would be right, you know, right for the roster to have a guy that was head coach, because if things for some reason go south with the new head coach, or, you know, first off, then players could go to Jay and be like, yo, Jay, what is up? Or, and definitely he could be hungry for more, that's for sure. Or let's say he, you know, they start to lose a little bit, and, you know, and players are like, well, Jay, that's not how we did last year. We liked it better last year. Why don't you go talk to the head coach? I mean, there's too many things that can happen inside the locker room with a former head coach being on the sidelines still. I just, you know, I just don't think that would happen. He's just been head coach for too long. He had to implement a system. He had to do too much. I think he's too entrenched. He would have to go if they brought somebody else. I thought there was something about trying to like him to do all this stuff. That's what he said at the beginning of the season. But then last year, wait, who? Oh, Kidd has no class. But then near the end of the year, he goes, well, yeah, you know, I'll do it. I apologize. I didn't see who said that. But, you know, he's got a taste of power. I mean, maybe he really does like it. So I just... I don't think he would stay as assistant coach. I don't think the new head coach would want him. I don't think management would want him. Ryan McDonough would do everything we can to get Ayton if we don't end with the topic. Well, okay, so going back to that topic. Yeah, if you've got the second or third pick, absolutely I'd try to trade him. I like trying to think he did an amateur job of doing those. I agree, Jay Nicka. I totally agree, 100%. But if you have the second or third overall pick, I mean, it depends on what it would take. I mean, if you have the second overall pick, and, you know, whoever's drafted first would be down to take that, and, you know, the Miami pick, I would do that, because you're flipping, you know, a pick that player might not ever turn out anyway, and regardless, I mean, the Suns are obviously going to be trying to look to add more veteran help, and so if you really want to have a young guy who's probably a little bit more of a project taking up a roster spot, and you can probably go draft somebody who is going to make, or not, trade or sign somebody who's going to make an impact right away, I would do that, which back it's huge to get in. If you have the... I don't know, because the lowest pick the Suns can get is 4th. He's dropping so many hints in the pregame show that he wants Ayton. Oh, I'll bet he does. I believe that not only is Ayton the he's not the clear #1 pick, but I think not only is he the general consensus, I just think he will be first overall, no matter who drafts first. No draft first when they get me. Would you trade TJ? Oh, I just think no matter what, DeAndre Ayton is the first overall pick. It, name a, if Minnesota somehow ended up the first overall pick, I think they'd probably draft Ayton because you're going for the best. Well, look at the Valley Suns Twitter feed and you'll find somebody in the last day who does not want Ayton and who is really I just stopped debating the guy because his logic was completely foolish. But Ayton said he doesn't want to drop down to #3. Well, yeah, nobody wants to drop because then you lose money, and there's prestige being first overall. But for the sake of argument, I mean, if the Suns were there at #3 and he was there at #3, I'd be running down the street and half naked in celebration. Yeah, with the 31st overall pick. I just think that Ayton's #1. So therefore, if the Suns have the 2nd overall pick, and I don't care who has the first, I would make that call and say, okay, you got first, we got 2nd. We'll flip picks, and you have Miami's pick. 3rd pick as well. Oh, I would love Grayson Allen. If Grayson Allen is there at 31st, oh, holy crap, you guys, I would take him in a heartbeat. I've compared him to Danny Ainge. I know I'm not the only person to do this, but all the last 4 years, I've compared him to Danny Ainge, and I freaking love that. TJ Warren just tweeted, "The real is back." I don't know what that means. Lonzo would come. Yeah, but I would take Lonzo, but depending on the package. But no, Danny Ainge was the kind of player that you hated. I mean, he was just a dummy. No. Yes, no, it is not a waste of a pick. I am serious. Oh, it's music? Okay. Cornball, you make America weak? What? No. People hated Danny Ainge. But you don't think that Boston Celtics fans loved him when they were making championship runs? You don't think Suns fans loved him when they were making championship runs? You know, my first jersey was a Danny Ainge jersey. He was my all-time favorite player as a kid. You want those guys on your roster. See, Marquise Chris is a phony punk. He's phony. I mean, because he is a punk. Marquise Chris is a phony tough guy. Grayson Allen is and I'm going to just curse here a little bit. Grayson Allen's an asshole. You would hate that guy. Imagine if he was on the Spurs. I mean, he's Bruce Bowen. You would have loved Bruce Bowen to be on the Suns instead of San Antonio in the late 2000s. Why can't he play at NBA level? Not only can he shoot threes, he's a tough dude. I mean, he drives. I mean, that guy would be good guard. But then he's just an SOB. I want that guy on this roster. I want a serious, honest to God SOB on this roster. I don't want this phony tough crap from Marquise Chris. This, I'm tough, I'm going to go body slam somebody for no damn reason. No, give me a guy that's going to be a jerk and a punk on every single play and really get under guy's skin. I want Grayson Allen so bad. I would trade where I've seen him late first to, you could get him, but that would be probably way too high. I think he would be available. I've seen him anywhere from late first to not mid, but early 2nd round. That's the thing. If he's still available at 31st overall, I freaking take him. I take him, and I run to the podium. Yeah, KG. Fans hated Kevin Garnett, but how many of you were pissed off that Sean Marion blocked the trade for KG? Or was it Marion? Yeah, it was Sean Marion blocked the trade for KG. To this day, I'm still pissed off that Sean Marion blocked that trade. Think about it. He was the guy that you loved to hate. But when he was on your team, you just loved. It would be so difficult for Grayson Allen to screw the Suns because he would never, at least not early on, he would never be in a clutch situation. He would be off the court to be on the bench because you got Devin Booker, you'd have a veteran point guard, you have Josh Jackson, whatever. I mean, you'd have your backcourt. We know who those guys will be, at least Josh Jackson, Devin Booker, plus, Doncic, or I wouldn't call him a god, but I would call him an SOB. Plus Doncic or Shai or Sexton or veteran point guard. I mean, those guys will be, you're at the end of the game on the court. So he couldn't really shoot you in the foot by a turnover, a bad foul, flagrant or what have you. But during the middle of the game, if you really want to get under the opponent's skin and really start to take them out of their game, you want Grayson Allen out there for 15, 20 minutes just being a bugger, man. I would Holy crap, you guys. I want DeAndre Ayton, Shai Alexander, Grayson Allen. Those, I would take those 3 young guys and then just continue to build around that. Although I would even take Grayson Allen, DeAndre Ayton, trade the 16th overall pick for Mike Budenholzer, go get Tyreke Evans. Now you've got your starting point guard, and then draft Grayson Allen. Yes, that is my draft dream. I want Grayson. That's the other thing. So now that pick is 31. If the Suns feel like Grayson is going to be gone at 25, I would trade up to 25. I would take that 31st overall pick. I would take, even the Milwaukee pick. I don't know. I mean, probably not. But I would trade a future pick, and then I would trade up to 25 again. I would take Grayson Allen for sure late. Okay, I'm on board with that train if we can get all 3. Well, yeah, all 3. But I would, again, yeah. Okay, so Ayton and Allen. Hell yes. Give me that package. Grayson Allen can shoot 3s, too. I mean, so it's not an offensive bust. I mean, it could be, obviously. But that's where my comparison to Danny Ainge comes in so strongly, is that both of those guys are such good outside shooters. You're going to get your 3-point shooting. You're going to get your hard-nosed off. I mean, he drives the ball. He's not afraid to drive. And then you're also going to get your hard-nosed SOB, pain in the butt defense. And that's really, really, really what I want. Yeah, he's basically not a rookie. I mean, he's been in college for 4 years, so he's coming in at 22, 23. He's got a mature body. I mean, don't care about the Suns. They screw us over and over again. Yeah, I know. How tall is Grayson Allen? I don't think Shai will fall to 16. He probably won't. I mean, that's just a dream. Let me look. I'll get you right here. How tall is Grayson Allen? Well, here, I'll just look up Grayson Allen's stats so I can get you a little bit more. You're probably right. Shai might not be there at 16, but, oops. Again, it's just a dream. College basketball statistics. It'll just take me a second. Sexton, Ayton, and Allen. See, I just don't want Ayton. Let's get rewind. He is 6'5". Okay, I just don't want Sexton. He's just too much of an Eric Bledsoe. Too much scoring from a point guard position who does not get enough assists. And that just drives me nuts. I mean, I don't like that at all. By the way, we're about 45 minutes in, so please heart, please like, please retweet, please share. In this last 15 minutes, or we still have another 15 minutes, plus again, we'll do double OT, don't worry. Okay, so Grayson, I know we're told 6'5", but to be honest, you just might be picking Allen. Again, I think it's kind of a reach, but okay, so College Basketball Reference has him at 6'4", 195. So 6'4", 6'5". I mean, still, he's going to be a taller shooting guard, point guard. So that's a decent height. I would take that over 6'1" in a heartbeat. But I also want to just point out his 3-point shooting percentage, not bad at all. 38% for his career. What do you think? God, no to. Tell me. 34% freshman year, 41, 42 sophomore year, 36 his junior year, and 37% last year. I mean, his scoring, 4.4, 21, 14, 15. The guy will get you points. Last year, 1.7 steals. You guys, you get that pain in the butt, dude. Trae Young and Devin Booker, Curry and Clay 2.0. Maybe. Maybe. Not the way I'd be picking Allen. Oh, okay, yeah. I do think that it's high. Oh, and actually, here, let me see. NBA mock draft. Let me see where Grayson slides. All right, so CBS Sports has the Suns taking DeAndre Ayton, which will be the pick. Hell yeah. Well, okay, but again, that could be really, really high. So let's see. I'm looking, so 16, 17, Anthony Simmons. Let's see, 20, Troy Brown. Aaron Holiday. Diop. Chandler, Hudson, Bruce Brown, Zaire Smith, D'Anthony Melton, Jacob Evans. Okay, so according to CBS, they've got the Nets taking Grayson Allen at 29. So you have the 31st overall pick. Can you trade up to 29 to get Grayson Allen? I would freaking do that. I'd trade up 2 picks. Done. There's a lot of tough guys that won't cost a 16th pick. Well, and it's also, I mean, Grayson, too, he's a pretty big risk. But, I would totally trade 31st, move up. All right, so now I'm looking at another, who's this? Let's see, I'm telling you, Sporting News. Okay, so that was CBS. Sporting News. Okay, again, late 20s is where I've been seeing it. So Lonnie Walker again. Diop again. Anthony Simmons, they've got him sliding to 22. Anthony Simmons would be a fun project to try. Mitchell Robinson, Bruce Brown, Chandler, Aaron Holiday, Shake Milton. Okay, so Sporting News has Grayson Allen slipping to the second round. So we have 29th overall. I'll look up one more. We have 29th overall. We have into the second round, and I will try. I'm looking now at NBADraft.net. They have Grayson Allen going in the first round at 28 to Golden State. So that's the thing. So, I mean, it's just Grayson Allen is late 20s, early 30s. I would trade, you know, I have to move up a couple spots. I would trade up to get him, or, you know, pray that he is available. He's still down a bit enough to turn. Good. Then hopefully Tankathon has some Grayson at 34. And I've seen, well, I just picked the top 3 because I didn't want to look away for too long. I have seen mock drafts that have Allen going to the Suns at 31. So, I mean, people think that it's possible. I like the draft trading Andre Drummond if we don't draft Ayton. Yeah, what are you going to trade, though? I mean, I'd be interested. What are you going to trade? I would take Andre Drummond, but it's going to cost a lot. If you go, plus money. Because I'll say that's just, yeah, it's not fair. Sim the lottery on TikTok? All right. I'll sim the lottery. I've been having a lot of good luck with it, actually, so I probably just jinxed it. Tankathon. I'll sim the lottery right here. Detroit won't trade him. Yeah, well, they missed the playoffs. Who knows? All right, sim the lottery. Here, I'll even show it to y'all. All right, boom. Who do we have? We have Chicago winning, Memphis second, Suns third. Sorry it's so fuzzy, you guys. But I simmed it. Chicago moves up a spot. Memphis stays at 2. The Suns drop to 3. That is trash. Tell me how that works. How does Memphis stay, but the Suns drop 2? Oh, okay, I see how that. I know how that works. I'm hoping for a Budenholzer. So, and if the Suns pick 3rd, you know, that means they get Bagley. All right, so here, I'll do it 3 times, just for the luck of the... All right, so simming it again. This is number 2. I can't see it, so whitewashed. Number 2. Suns win. Suns win. Suns win. Then Dallas moves up, and then Denver moves all the way up to 3rd. Holy crap, that would be crazy if Denver jumped up to 3rd. They have a 1.8% chance of being in the top 3, and according to this, they win it. But, you know, again, so, all right, best 2 out of 3. We'll do this one more time. We're just doing it for fun. We're looking at Suns win again. I'm telling you, I've had a lot of good luck with this. Suns win, Memphis. Oh, so nothing changes. So that 3rd sim, nobody moved. Denver should have made the playoffs. If Budenholzer interviews with any other team than the Suns, haven't heard any. I haven't either. More likely the Wiz trade. Well, see, now that would honestly be the veteran point guard in this league that I would want the Suns to try to make a run. It would be John Wall. I'd take him over Kemba Walker in a heartbeat. And if the Wizards would trade him, and you could keep your pick, you know, that would be something I would dig. Can you look at Budenholzer's? Certainly. Why not? Why the hell not? Let's see. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. Let's be faster. All right. Budenholzer coaching. All right. So, his head coaching statistics, I mean, obviously a ton of assistant coaching experience, but his last 5 years, all in Atlanta, he has 213 and 197, 138, 60, 48, 43, 24. So, you know, it's that 60-win team that's got him. That was his 2nd year. That's got him the most hype. But, you know, still 48 wins, and it is Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta, I would take him. Who'd you rather trade pick number 4 for Kawhi or Porzingis? Ooh, Porzingis. Yeah, I don't even know why I hesitated. Porzingis, because he's younger. I would take the unicorn because he's younger. Which is why, you know, it would be more. But, okay, would I give it I would call, if I had the 4th overall pick, I would call New York and say, would you take him? Would it be a bad idea for the Suns to try and get point guard like Conley? It would be a bad idea. He's way too expensive. Way too expensive. At one point, he was the richest player in the NBA history for not amazing. You know, he's just not amazing. Wall, Booker, JJ Bender, Ayton, and Bud equals 50. Oh, 50 plus, baby. Yeah, hell yeah. Because you're adding... Yeah, Adam Silver's looking at the Suns saying this mofo is drafted at 4. Yeah, trust me. That's how I feel. I'm telling you. Made Korver an All-Star. He could probably make better All-Star. Well, but Korver's I mean, he's an above average shooter. Let me see. And wasn't Korver... No, he wasn't All-Star. He was in the 3-point shooting contest with Philly. But, I mean, his 3-point shooting... That year, he shot 49.2%. 49.2%. And he attempted, the year he made the All-Star team, he was 33. And he attempted 449 threes. When you're making 49% from three and you're attempting 450 threes, you know, that's not just a head coach. Korver was averaging like 12 and 5 in the All-Star team. Yeah, that year, I'll tell you, such a 3-pick I would trade for Porzingis. Yeah, the third overall pick I would trade for Porzingis as well. John Cena and Nick. Oh, that's sad. I don't care. That year, yeah, actually it wasn't 15. It was averaging 12. Every one of his shots were, his points were from three. I was replacement for Wade, I think, that year. Oh, yeah, he could have been. But that's the thing. Kyle Korver, yeah, in 2009, 2010, he set the NBA record, I believe, shooting 53.6% from three. So, I mean, the guy's just an insane shooter. He has a career three-point shooting average of 43.1. Got 42, 43, 37.5, 38.6, 53.6. Who can the Suns pick? Shy, I mean, again, if he's available. 53.6, 41.5, 43.5, 45.7, 47.2, 49.2, 38.8, 39.8, 45.1, and then this year, this year 43.6. I mean, it's just, that's the difference. If you get Dragon Bender shooting 45% from three, he could be an all-star. Would Beverly not be a bad? You're saying Patrick Beverly as a point guard? Yeah, he wouldn't be bad. I mean, I'd keep him on a short contract. If Bender gets any arc. Oh, I know. I mean, Bender can shoot, but it's just so freaking flat. He's just darting him there. Yeah, if he had some arc, he'd be making 40 plus. I mean, what did he average this year? I mean, it's close to 30 to 40. Well, the Suns getting a sponsorship for the church. Oh, I hope not. Please, dear God, don't. I hate those things. Please, please, please don't do that. He shot so it slipped. He's definitely slumped. But he shot 36.6 on the season. I mean, he was close to 40 for a while. So I would depend. Is he available at 58 when the Suns have Toronto's pick? Troy Brown or Kevin Knox would be my mid-round guys. Yeah, there are a lot of people like Kevin Knox, which is a better sponsor than Clippers who have Bumble. I can't believe that. They have Bumble. I would take over both of those guys with the 31st pick. Absolutely, I would take Grayson Allen. With you on absolutely everything. Wow, well, thanks, brother. I'm just giving opinions, man, so I really dig that you're agreeing with me. You trading JJ and a future pick for Kawhi. Okay, now that's a different story because I've been talking about 2018 picks. Are you trading a future pick, but you're keeping the first overall pick and you're keeping the 16th overall pick, and then you're keeping the 31st overall pick? It gives you a chance to draft Ayton, gives you a chance to trade for Bud, it gives you a chance to get Grayson Allen, and you're adding Kawhi. That is different. It's a different conversation when you're adding. I would take Burke again on a short contract because of injury, but that's a different conversation when you're talking about losing 6 to 7 years of prime. Because remember, Josh Jackson is 20, Kawhi Leonard's going to be 27, so that's 7 years that you're going to lose. You're going for the number. If you're trading for Kawhi, you're trading very little, but then. Okay, that's true. That could definitely be true. I kind of want to trade our pick next year just to see if we can, to make sure we can't tank. Well, and they could have Milwaukee's pick, so it's not that they wouldn't have, there's a chance they would still have a first overall pick. Milwaukee would actually have to do worse than they did this year. So, cross your fingers, Milwaukee sucks, but just, miss the playoffs. If they miss the playoffs, then the Suns get that pick. But, again, if you're able to keep all those assets this year, not only could you then potentially get Ayton, you could potentially get Bud, you could then potentially get Grayson Allen. That again, I would think about that. I said this in the beginning. Do I want Kawhi Leonard? Yes. Would I trade the first overall pick for Kawhi? Probably. But it's tough because it's just tough because you're losing 7 years of prime with Kawhi Leonard. I think Kawhi probably better fits the championship caliber team now, than he does with a young team like the Suns. TJ, 16th pick next year for Kawhi. Yeah, that one I might take over Josh Jackson. As huge a fan as I am, and I'm a huge fan of TJ Warren. Love his game. Love him coming off the bench. I think that's his best position, his best spot in the rotation is our sixth man. But that would probably take. It would be easier for me to take than than trading JJ, and that's, you know, a similar trade. But, you know, so okay, now here's something else when it comes to maybe drafting, maybe trading for Bud, and that's an easy decline for the Spurs. Well, it could be, you know. But again, they have no leverage. If he says, I'm getting the hell out of here, I will never play for you again, they might have to take something low. I mean, it could be the Eric Bledsoe situation. Do you think we can re-sign Peyton? I think it's possible. It depends on what they do in the draft. And again, I would take, you know, I'm a huge proponent of getting Tyreke Evans. You could, but again, now you've got, I am doing double overtime. Now you've got to have Booker playing the point if you do that. I would totally think about that. Booker 1, JJ 2, Kawhi 3. I would totally do that. But, you know, it makes things a little bit more difficult. If your top 2 pick and get Doncic, I'm done. Well, if the second pick is Doncic, what's wrong with that? Kawhi, LeBron, to Philip. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And if you're keeping Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, you've got Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, LeBron, Kawhi. That would be I would hate that, but that would be a fun team to watch. It really, really would. It'd be a really fun team to watch. I hadn't thought about it from that perspective. Yeah, it would be a nasty lineup. No, okay, but I mean, what is Philadelphia going to trade? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is. What would Philadelphia have to trade to get Kawhi? I mean, would they have to trade Ben Simmons and let LeBron kind of be your point 4 kind of thing and then just go get another point guard? You know, maybe they then go after Tyreke Evans or something like that. Oh, duh! You've got Markelle Fultz too. Shoot, forgive me, I forgot about that. So that's the thing. Maybe you trade Markelle Fultz in that package, or maybe you trade Ben Simmons. Now you got Markelle Fultz starting on points. That's true. Duh, golly, he played so little, and I have been watching and seen him play this past couple weeks. But that's right. So maybe that could happen. Really. No way Brown is trading Simmons. Well, then maybe they trade Markelle Fultz. You know, that's the thing. Maybe you can have a lineup of Simmons, Embiid, LeBron, and Kawhi. Backlight 8 would be better next to Book and Jackson for the future. So while I am okay with Doncic, I would love to see Penny Hardaway, you know, with Devin Booker. I think that would be a hell of a thing. Why I still say no matter what, Ayton is number 1. And especially for Phoenix, is because then you would have balance. You know, if you can get a good point guard, and again, that good point guard could already be on the roster of Brandon Knight. But then if you've got your back court with Devin Booker and Josh Jackson, then if they trade him, Suns get Fultz. Yeah, well, what are you going to trade for him? He was the number 1 overall pick. But then you've got offensive balance with Markelle Fultz. I'm sorry. With DeAndre Ayton. So you've got your front court and now your back court and now your front court pretty much solidified, especially offensively. So, you know, when you add a guy like Doncic, it really front loads your back court, which could still work, and especially when you've got Marquise Chriss and Dragon Bender. If Marquise Chriss can be a good center and Dragon Bender can get that 3 finally going, think about how exciting a lineup of Doncic, Booker, Jackson, Bender, and Chriss, that 5 could be. It would be exciting. You'd have to add a lot of veteran depth because that's an incredibly young starting lineup. But it would be good. However, on that same token, since you want to add veteran talent to this roster, you definitely want to have at least one good veteran player in your starting lineup. That could still be Brandon Knight. That could be a Tyreke Evans. That could be, you know, we've seen a couple names out here. But then you've got your backcourt solidified with a veteran point guard with Devin Booker, Josh Jackson. Then whoever your power forward is, it's almost null and void. Not null and void, but it's almost, you know, irrelevant at this moment when you're building. But our front court is now set with DeAndre Ayton, a scoring center, you know, to anchor your front court for many, many years. So I do think having that balance and having a guaranteed good, not traditional, but definitely kind of more of the traditional build in Ayton at center. I think that's what you shoot for. You really want that kind of balance, across the board. So where are the starters winning? What is your realistic starting 5 for the Suns? It depends on where they're drafting. But realistically, Chris can dominate if he just works on his post-game this offseason. I don't know about dominate, but I do think he could be good. He gave me hope at the end of the season. Okay, so realistically, I'll say Brandon Knight at point, Devin Booker at 2, Josh Jackson at 3. Realistically, probably Dragon Bender at the 4. But again, if you're drafting 3rd overall, maybe it's, maybe you've got Bagley at 4. And then you probably start the season with Tyson Chandler at the 5, with Marquise Chris backing him up and that kind of thing. Let's say you get Doncic. Then it's Doncic, Booker, Josh Jackson. And then again, then at that point, if you can't get Aaron Gordon, if you can't get Clint Capella, if you can't get Julius Randle, that's the other thing. Those guys are all possibilities. If you can't get excuse me. All right, I'm going to just stick right there. If you can't get those 3 most likely guys, then I do think that starting lineup of Doncic, Booker, Josh Jackson, Dragan Bender, and Marquise Chris, although could again be Tyson Chandler, but though interchangeable, that could be your starting 5. Doncic and Bagley off the bench. I don't think any of the top 3 guys would ever need to start the season on the bench. That is a depressing reality. Why is it depressing? Would Clint and Bagley work together? Clint Capella, well, yeah, because Clint Capella's not a scoring. I mean, if he can play center, yeah. Because he's not going to dominate you in scoring. It's going to be Bagley's ball in the post, on offense. So then again, if you have Ayton, then that's pretty easy. Because again, you've got Brandon Knight, again, potentially Bagley as a 4, yes. And I would assume you're playing, in that scenario, you're playing Clint Capella at the 5. So then you've got Brandon Knight, Devin Booker, Josh Jackson, then again, probably Dragan Bender, and then you've got DeAndre Ayton at the 5. So I do think realistically that's your starting rotation. Like, I don't want to pick them, come off the bench to start the season late. I don't think any of the top 3 would start off the bench because unless like Doncic is super, super, super raw. Well, what's wrong with Knight starting for the Suns? I don't think that Knight. I think Knight's going to be fine. I don't know how good. I think he's going to be fine. I think Knight would be a good enough starting point guard. The dude can score. So right there, at least you've got a scorer. He was as equal in assists as Eric Bledsoe. I wouldn't say dope. I'm not gonna hype him up too much, but I do think he'll be fine. Again, if you've got Brandon Knight starting, no, he's healthy. Nothing with Knight. Nothing with Knight. Nothing's wrong with Knight, or you wouldn't want. Yeah, I just think Knight will be okay. And the other thing is, again, would you trade Keese for Aldridge? No. I would. If I were trading Keese, I'd want somebody younger. LaMarcus Aldridge is. He's pushing 30 already, correct? Let's see. Yeah, he's definitely pushing 30. So yeah, he's 32. He'll be 33 by the start of the season. So no, I would not a chance. I would not trade Keese for Aldridge. If San Antonio dumped him and said, "Hey, we'll take the 31st overall pick, take his contract," all right, that'd be something I would consider, especially because let's see how much longer does he have? He has 3 more years, Schneikes. And that's not a cheap 3 years. 22-3, 26 even, 24 even. Plus, he's got a 15% trade kicker. What are your thoughts on Barry Benson? None. Not really. Yeah, he's got a 15% trade kicker. So, yeah, San Antonio would have to literally be like, we'll take your second-round picks. Take Toronto's too, because the Suns probably aren't going to use that anyway. Yeah, and then that would consider. I'd really want Ayton, though. I like Knight. He has a new mindset, a new playmaker. Tyson's just getting really old. Well, okay, but Tyson's just got 1 year left. If they're able to trade Tyson, sure, and not have to give up anything to move him, sure. I would do that, but I would also keep him for 1 more year. That's it. Somehow get Rozier from Muslim. Yes, there are bots. That means we're popular. By the way, we got 5 minutes left. We're in double overtime right now. I do have to run in 5 minutes, but go ahead and please heart, please like, please retweet. I do appreciate it. I'm doing this for you. So we got 5 more minutes. If you guys want to just rapid fire some stuff, let's have some opinions out here. I'm just so freaking psyched. I really, really, really think I'm going to make this prediction right now, and I've been making it for a while. I'm going to make this prediction right now. The Phoenix Suns are making the playoffs next year. I'm saying it right now. Record it, tweet this out, and say, he said what? And I'm telling you the Suns will. Top 4 picks in my preference. You think we trade Dudley to free cap space? I do, for a future second-round pick. All right, so first 4 picks, Ayton's definitely number 1. Probably Doncic number 2, but I could also definitely see Bagley going number 2. But, just that'd be interchangeable. You think we trade Dudley? Oh, sorry, but. And then, I do think Bamba could very likely go 4. TJ, Tyson plus picks. All right, what picks, though, for Andre Drummond? And Wade next year playing out of his mind. Oh, you shouldn't have said kidding, obviously. That would have been fun. I just want 8, and that's all I care about for right now, too. I agree. Booker averaged 20, 29 next season with a handful of triple-doubles. What? He'd have to, boy. Triple-doubles. Handful. Does he even have one in his career? He's just not much of a rebounder, and he'd have to really be running point to get the assists. So triple-doubles, no, 28 to 29 points. Yeah, I could see that. But if Booker averaged 28, 29 points plus 4 rebounds and 4 assists while shooting 38% from 3, I mean, that's still absolutely. We are picking number 4. Get real. They don't give the Suns number 1 ever. Well, I mean, to be fair, the Suns really haven't had the opportunity for the first overall pick, too many times. He better not have to get triple-doubles. Hopefully there's a team around him. Yeah, we could be 3. Finally found something we disagree on. Suns will be close, but we'll miss the playoffs with 45 games. I'll bet you they're in. I'll bet you they're in. You think Suns would try to have a meeting with Paul George? I do. I hope they do. I think there's a chance they could actually get him. But, because I don't think that he's going to go to L.A., however, at that point, to that point, though, you still have TJ Warren and Josh Jackson. So, I mean, if you thought at that moment, if we get Paul George, we've got a trade in the works for TJ Warren that can bring back something else we want. I mean, I would do that. I mean, just have Josh Jackson come off the bench or something like that. Because, let's see, because Paul George, he's only 27, correct? Yeah, so he'll be 28. I mean, I would be happy with him for 5 years. Lakers fans still think they're getting Cousins and Paul George. Well, fine, take Cousins. I would not. I wanted Cousins last year. I wouldn't touch him now. Achilles injuries, that could seriously be career-ending. I mean, that would be bad. I don't think the Suns have officially announced any interviews yet. I'm gonna we'll stay in OKC though. Well, I mean, it's just, I don't know if there's any guarantee of that. I really don't. Dragic's well right now, and Doncic is better. Yeah, Doncic is better than Dragic. Clifford would be cool. Again, I just don't think, I'm hyped at the opportunity of Budenholzer. I was hyped at the opportunity of Dan Marley. I think Steve Clifford would be cool. Gambo was like, you took Charlotte to the playoffs. Yeah, but again, I mean, it's just, even with Budenholzer, things get a little inflated in the Eastern Conference. It's unfortunate. It's so unbalanced, but it's true. So, I don't know. I mean, would I take him? Sure. But, I mean, at that moment, I was still also like, all right, but Jay Triano was fine with me. I like Jay. I want to be thorough with his, but just get Budenholzer. Well, I mean, the fact that was announced, I think that's Clifford fits in everything. Yeah, well, those are the 4 plus Triano. Those are the 4. So, yeah, I forget what I was going to make that point. We got 30 seconds left. Look, I'm an hour and 9 minutes in. I forgot a point. I forget it. Anyway, we got about 30 seconds left. Underperformed with him as coach. Yeah, but again, it's the Eastern Conference. I mean, that was going to be my point. It was something to do with that, Jay Triano. I forget. Oh, well. What power forwards are unrestricted next year that we could off the max to? I'll tell you what. Tweet that to me and I'll get you an answer because I got to go. We have just finished double overtime. This was Fellow Suns Live. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. We do this show weekly if this is your first time watching. Every week, every Monday night, 6 p.m. AZ. I do this for you. I have a blast doing it. I look forward to this every week. Please come back. Tell your friends. Heart, like, retweet, share, tell everybody. Valiant Suns Live. We're weekly, 6 o'clock. I always go to 7:10 unless I have something pressing in the life that I have to forego the double overtime. But we will be back next week. I am positive we'll have more to talk about. We're going to have new stuff coming every single week. I've got a couple posts. I hope to have 4 new posts, just of mine this week. I think you are all going to love. They're all my predictions for the summer and everything. It's going to be a blast. I cannot freaking wait. We are 29 days away from knowing whether or not the Suns can draft DeAndre Ayton. Just know this. 29 days. I hope so too, baby. DeAndre Ayton is my number 1. Go get him no matter what. If you get the 2nd overall pick, trade to number 1. You have the 3rd overall pick, trade for number 1. You have the 4th overall pick, I would give it a shot. I really would. Or I would trade that 4th overall pick. I would go find me a star. Go give me a star to help make this team good. So anyway, I got to run. I love you all. I will see you back here in 1 week. Let's go Suns!